Hello and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Cheri and today is Tip for Tuesday. It's also a couple days after Halloween, so you may have some leftover pumpkins that you didn't get around to carving hanging around the house. So today's tip is going to tell you how to use those up. But before I get started, if this is your first time here, you love food, fun, I was going to say Halloween, but Halloween's over. You love the holidays. I love the holidays. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell and check the description below. You will find details on how subscribing helps to feed the hungry. Okay. So today's tip is, I'm going to show you guys how to make your own pumpkin puree. So pumpkin puree is different than pumpkin pie filling. So your pumpkin pie filling has like your spices in that, and that pumpkin puree is just basically just your pumpkin. So if you have some pumpkins laying around the house that you haven't carved yet, and they're larger, those are called carving pumpkins, and you can use those. But then there's also what is called a pie pumpkin, or some people call it a sugar pumpkin. So these are a little bit smaller. And the difference is usually what's inside. So a carving pumpkin, it has thinner flesh on it, so it makes it like easier to carve. And it should probably be as heavy as it looks. And these are usually a little bit heavier than they look for their, for their size. So this is what you're looking for, but you can use up your carving pumpkins too. I don't know if you guys have ever made your own pumpkin puree, but I've only done this like one other time. So basically, we are going to cut our pumpkin right in the middle, all the way through. And then once we have it in half, the other difference is these are usually easier to kind of scoop out all the guts, I should call it. They're also just not as stringy. Normally when you take the guts out of a pumpkin, they're like super stringy. And you don't have to be super thorough or picky with this. We're just getting out the majority of it. But as you can see, like I said, it is not quite as stringy as your normal pumpkins would be. All right, so you can do it cut side up or cut side down. Either way is fine. I've done it both ways. You can put this in the oven, 350 degrees. I think it's for 45 minutes. We'll check it in about 30 just to be on the safe side. All right, our pumpkin is done. It is time to make pumpkin puree. The next thing we need to do, though, is get the skin off. So I just have the help of a spoon here, and I'm just pulling it off and trying to save as much flesh as I can. But it should come off pretty easily. You just peel it. Look at that. It smells good. But it's pretty easy though, right? To make your own pumpkin puree. I mean, it really didn't take any time to, well, I guess it did take some time in the oven, but the oven did all the work though. It only took a couple of seconds to, cut it in half and throw it in there. So I'm going to be using a potato ricer to mash up my pumpkin. So you can use a food processor, a blender. I just really like my potato ricer. It is like great. I mean, it makes like the smoothest mashed potatoes ever. Almost there. One little piece. Is that all of it? And I think that is just about all of it. So I'm going to transfer that over there. Now, here comes the fun part. Okay, I'm going to set it back over here. I shouldn't have put it in the bowl. I need the bowl to put the finished product in. All right, so this is my potato masher, and I will put a link to these, or to one of these, or this one. I'm pretty sure I got it on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. So I'm just pulling apart a little bit of pumpkin, and I'm pushing it right down in there. Let's see, I could probably even, you don't want to put too much in here because then it'll, come up over the top, but I think that's probably good. And then we just close this and press really hard. And it will come out the other end. Look at that. Looks like baby food. All right, so here, this is the other thing I like. It takes all the stringy stuff out of it. More pieces in. I'm getting messy with my hands here. Okay, I'm getting really messy. That's okay. You can't cook without making a mess, I don't think, so. Try to get some of the stringy stuff out of the bottom so it's not blocking those holes. There we go. Here's the downside. Besides me making a mess, I would say for how much pumpkin you get out of here, it's probably way more cost effective to, buy it in a can. Oh my goodness. This is a little bit trickier than it is with mashed potatoes. The potatoes go through here a little bit easier because they don't have all this stringy stuff, But anyway, that's it. I really need to clean up my mess here. That's how you make your own pumpkin puree. So you want to stay tuned for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wacky Wednesday, so I've got a great recipe using some of those pumpkins. So I thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.